good entrepreneur with a lot of resilience. And that was where I started my fund. So it took me 9 years, 50K, which is bad. And I was trying very hard, staying up till 2 a.m. I had a lot of tenacity, but I learned that entrepreneurship and making money is a skill. So Shopify was building, and I knew that there were entrepreneurs in Shopify. So I applied Shopify every year for 3 years. I applied 7 times until they just let me in. Like when they were hiring me, they were like, "Listen, we're just gonna skip you because we've seen you so many times." And as soon as I got in, like within a year, my life had changed.
Insane. All right, let's go right back to the start because there's a lot to get into. So, first of all, what was growing up in Nigeria like, and how did that sort of shape your views around making money? Well, do you remember it?
I do remember it. I think growing up in Nigeria, I loved how communal it was. Like uncles, aunties, everybody's in your business. Someone's always in the house. Someone's always sleeping at the house. And I loved that experience. My dad was a really great person in terms of built a really good career. My mom was forever present. She knew every girlfriend I had since I was 8, by name. She was so present in my life, and I think I got a very unique head start in life. And it was a massive privilege. I had 2 parents that loved me unconditionally and never told me once that I couldn't do anything. And so I think also watching them build businesses and fail and succeed and fail and succeed made me go, oh, failure is part of life, not this existential thing that my wife figured out. It's just you wake up, you brush your teeth, you fail, you go to work, right? And I think that ended up just preparing me for life. So Nigeria was very core. Every time I go back, I have another. I love being with my people, but I have another opinion of how much just being Nigerian, just pride won't allow you to do certain things. Nigerians are proud, but also the hustle. There's a reason you enter any field, you will find a Nigerian. So I think those things kind of were built into me, and I love my fellows.
Yeah, that's amazing. What did your parents do?
So my dad worked at Exxon for many, many years, and then he got into the restaurant business with my mom. My mom was serial entrepreneur, still today, she's still serial entrepreneur. And so they got into the food business. My mom had a school, she had drinks, she was selling motorcycles at some point. Her and her mom used to race cars. They were not even normal parents. They were just, they were on vibes for sure. So I think just seeing them operate was oh, you can be outside the norm, and they were very abnormal parents. I literally told my mom at 8, I have a girlfriend, I told me to film. And they're like, oh, tell me how you
Anyway.
I was in Belgium, and my mom was just chill, always present. And so I think, they just showed me so much about life before. I mean, you learn it later, but so my mom she also studied, she used to work with kids a lot in schools. But I couldn't even get a job title for anything in my parents. I don't think there's anything they didn't try.
That's pretty cool. When you were saying that you said Nigeria, Atlanta, what was it, Belgium, Tennessee, did any of that have an impact on, again, how you saw money and wealth? Because sometimes when you're constantly dropped into different contexts, you're exposed to different things, and that can really impact how you see stuff. Just in general, being a traveler or someone who travels, or really to travel. I remember when I went from state school to private school, that changing context alone is an hour away, but mindset was completely different. So did that have an impact on you in terms of how you see money and wealth? And then also, how was that actually like for a child? Because I think a lot of us now, our generation, loves the idea of look, we're just doing moving around. But is that the best thing for a child?
I mean, great question. One is growing up I knew we were rich,
Mm.
but only after.
How did
I need to be brutally honest with you. If anyone asked me how to build an online business, the very last thing I would tell them to do.
Welcome everyone to episode 70 of the Daily Gear podcast. I'm very excited to talk about this week and month's energy and give you practical tips from the sages on how you can manifest miracles in your life. I'm also excited that November 21st, I'll be starting our third journey, 30-day journey to reach your highest soul, highest self, to create miracles in your life. I'm going to be going deeper, especially talking about healing soul contracts. Even if you have missed the first live webinar, there will be recordings and you can join us every day. I will be sending you an email about the energy of that day, tools and tips of what you can do to be able to manifest miracles for that day. I'm also so excited that hundreds of thousands of daily interactions with David AI, which is your spiritual coach and mentor in 31 different languages. I've made this a pay what feels right to you experience. I'm taking on the burden of the cost. I want as many people as possible to be able to access this. I have people talking to David AI for hours. You can study with David AI. You can arbitrate marital disagreements with David AI. You can ask David AI why you have certain health challenges on a spiritual level, why you have neck pain, why you have back pain, why you have the children you have. You can have an astrological chart reading with David AI. There's so many functions and more that are constantly rolling out. And those who are subscribed will receive prompts from us in ways that you can use it. I use it on a daily basis for my own life, and I hope that you can benefit from it as well. You can find it all in the links below, or go to my website, davidhume.com. All right, so what is the energy of this week? This month, actually, the month of Sagittarius that we are starting, the sages have said for thousands of years, there is the energy of miracles and abundance. But what does that mean? Miracles are available all the time. Why do I need a special month to connect with miracles? The way astrology actually works is that there are forces at play that interact with our soul correction in order to bring out the gunk, to bring out any kind of negativity, limitations, or blockages, so that we can heal them, correct them, break through them, and as a result, expand our vessel to hold the light of miracles. The light of miracles exists at every second. It has since the beginning of time. There is no new light coming into this world. And when we have a new month, it is not a new energy, so to speak, even though sometimes we say it is. What's happening is there are new forces at play that interact with our soul to bring out the limitations so we can break through them. Once you break through your limitation, once you break through your fears, now you've elevated and expanded your vessel, your capacity to hold this energy. And as a result, you experience pleasure and fulfillment in your life. You know how sometimes they say your soulmate was there the whole time. The person that you end up being with, they were there the whole time, but you didn't know that. You didn't connect with them, or maybe you weren't even attracted to them. All of a sudden, something changed. You guys looked in each other's eyes, you saw there was a connection, and the relationship developed. What happened all of a sudden? You were able to change something in your consciousness. You were able to change something in your energy intelligence. You were complaining less. You broke through a fear. You opened your heart. You did something that was uncomfortable for you. Or you went through a lot of pain. That pain cleansed you. That pain broke you. And as a result, you became a new vessel, an expanded vessel. The same way when I go to the gym, I work out to break my muscles, knowing that a new muscle will grow back bigger and stronger. And that's what happened to you when you got broken. When things were taken away from you, you were being prepared for the expansion of who you were always meant to be. Because your soul actually has 125 levels to it. 125 levels that when you connect at each level of your soul, you receive the full totality of fulfillment in your life. We don't know what level each one of us is at. We could be at the first level, we could be at the 10th level, we could be at the 50th level. But every time you go through darkness, every time you go through pain, every time you go through disappointment, this is good. Because when there's darkness combined with certainty, you elevate. When there's darkness, when there's the unknown combined with certainty and unconditional happiness, you elevate. When there's darkness and sadness, you go down. When there's darkness and complaining, you go down. When there's darkness and feeling like a victim and milking that victim consciousness and telling everybody about your problem and believing that your problems are real and believing constantly that you are misfortune, that things are against you, that society is against you, that you are in a disadvantaged position and you believe that, you go down in the levels of your soul, going down in the levels of your destiny. What that means is if you were a 60-watt bulb that could hold 60 watts of energy, you shrink to 50 watts and then 40 watts. You complain a little bit more, you go to 30 watts. You decide to stay depressed and run towards instant gratification or not deal with your pain or run from one relationship to another or run from one job to another or think I'm going to move to this city, it's going to solve my problems, or I'm never going to date none like that again, it's going to solve my problem. Or if I speak badly about all the people in my life, that everyone then is going to understand me. I'll speak badly about my ex, I'm going to make myself look better by putting them down. All those things that look like you are now elevating, you're actually going down. The real work is done behind the scenes between you and the creator. If your boss is not giving you a raise, go to his boss, which is the creator. Go to the creator will force your boss to give you the raise if that's what's meant to be for you. But trying to convince people to like you, to approve of you, trying to convince people and thinking that people have power over you is one of the things that's actually shrinking our vessel and making us not be able to hold the light of miracles. Well, isn't communication good? Should I not tell my boss how I feel? Should I not tell this person in my life, in the relationship, how I feel? The answer is yes, but only because your biggest fear is to communicate. It's not that you're convincing a person to like you more. It's that by communicating, you're breaking a fear. That breaking of the fear is expanding your vessel. That expansion of the vessel is holding more light. That holding of more light is the creator then going to your partner and telling them to be different. My job is to know that it's through my spiritual work and the fears that I break in my life, and the difficulties that I go through, which I go through the same difficulties as you, through the darkness that I go through, and when I inject certainty in those times, that creates energy. And then that's more energy for the whole world. That's the energy you would be feeling. It's not my words that necessarily are what are inspiring you. Any inspiration you might feel, if you feel any, is coming from whatever spiritual work I did in the last 5 hours of the day. That energy will then come through my words. It's not the actual words. It's not my planning or marketing or this special podcast or this special post. Those things that we are doing are void of life if we're not doing our spiritual work. Haven't you ever met a person who sounded great in one way, but in their own life, they actually didn't believe anything they were saying? They actually were doing the exact opposite, and so they were just using words to inspire people, knowing that they themselves weren't living that life. Now, that's very different than, let's say, I'm helping bring this wisdom to the world, and I'm teaching a concept, and then I make a mistake in my life, or I fall short. So yes, I said, here is the concept, but I wasn't able to live my life according to that. As long as my intention was to do my best to be there, energetically, that's all that matters. The problem becomes when you deliberately are doing two separate things, and you truly feel that you don't believe in what you're saying. Each one of us is striving our most to live this wisdom. Each one of us wants to be better. Each one of us wants to be more connected to light, the creator. Each one of us wants to break our fears. And every day we are going to fall short. And one of the things I want to share is part of our spiritual work is to not blame ourselves, is to not judge ourselves, is to not carry guilt and shame about anything that we do that we fall short in. There's a great teaching that actually comes from the Bible. says about the Israelites in the desert. They had made this huge mistake. When Moses was on the mountain for 40 days, the Israelites had to maintain unity and a high level of certainty and consciousness for 40 days. And if they were to do that, the whole world would have had peace. Everyone would have came together and we would have removed death from the world. 40 days, that's all they needed to do. 39 days later, 18 hours went by, with only 6 hours left, they failed. They made a mistake. They thought they were doing something right, they ended up doing something wrong without getting into the story. And when Moses came back down the mountain, said, you guys didn't maintain your consciousness, you fell. You literally short-circuited this energy. And the Israelites then felt guilt and shame. And the sages actually write about this story. They say if the Israelites at that moment had said, you know what, we made a mistake, but we're happy about it, I'm learning my lesson and I'm moving forward with strength and wholeness, all that energy would have came back. And the lesson was that the falling was not the issue. It was the guilt, the shame, and the fear that people carry after they fall. That actually becomes the most important spiritual work. So think of in your own life. Do you know how many of us are carrying subconscious guilt, fear, and shame? How many of us subconsciously feel that we weren't the perfect parents to our children? How many of us subconsciously feel that we could have done things differently in our teenage years, in our college years, as a young adults, later on in life? We could have done our marriages differently. We could have done these relationships differently. We have all these missed opportunities. I could have said something different. All of those subconscious I could have's and I should have's are actually the only spiritual work you have. To be able to forgive yourself, to be able to start over today, right now, to realize that the Creator can't actually see the past because there is no past. And you are only judged for who you are at this exact moment.
Let's go.
Even if you did the worst atrocities ever imagined in your past, but today you committed to be a certain person, a happy person, a person who is committed to being a builder, not a destroyer, a person who is committed to working on their fears and opening their heart and really caring, even if you're not perfect. A person who is living by these spiritual laws that we have learned in our courses of how to connect to the vibration of the Creator. If that is your commitment right now, then that's all the world will see. But you must have certainty in that. You literally will delete from the minds of everyone every negative thing you did. There are people out there who are upset with you or are hurt by your actions or betrayed by you. Don't worry. All you can do now is be the greatest version of yourself. Elevate to your highest vibration and move forward with certainty. Stop trying to get other people to understand you or like you or realize that you're different or you're changed. You don't need to do that because the light will do it. The light will literally go and give them a state of amnesia. They will forget everything, but only if you elevate to a new destiny where the old you doesn't exist. And that starts with forgiving yourself. Do you forgive yourself? Do you truly look in the mirror and say, I know that you did the absolute best. And you are perfect exactly the way you are right now. And everything that is happening in your life to you or that you did was meant to be.
Yes.
Meant to be to bring you to this moment. Do you believe that? This is your only spiritual work.
I forgive myself.
This is the energy that is available to you this week. This is how you create the greatest vessel for miracles. Open yourself up to the light that is already there. The light's not judging you. The Creator doesn't judge. Stop judging other people. Stop keeping score. Stop thinking that people need to be at a certain level. Don't worry about your kids. Don't worry about your ex. Don't worry about your current partner. Don't worry so much. Your only free will in life is just to be the greatest vibration that you can be. And to believe in yourself. And to love yourself. To really love yourself. And be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. What your soul did, no other soul in this world could do. And the greatest people in this world have a higher failure rate than a success rate. So I look back in my life and I think of the amount of times I've fallen and mistakes I've made, it's probably 97% of my life. All you see is the 3% success I've had. All you see is the 3% that I'm focused on. Because if I was focused on the 97%, I would not have a platform. If I was focused on 97%, I would not have a business. If I was focused on 97%, I promise you I would not have friends, I would not have relationships, I would have nothing. I'd probably be alone because I'd be mired in shame all day long. One thing I've learned is, the sages say, someone who has fallen but learned their lesson with joy and then elevated is on a higher level than someone who has never fallen at all. Think about that for a moment. Someone who has fallen and then celebrated the fall, learned from it and got up, is on a higher spiritual level. Literally, in the Garden of Eden, they sit on a higher platform than someone who was perfect their whole life, who played it safe their whole life, who never said anything wrong their whole life, who never made a mistake or hurt anyone their whole life. Sometimes the Creator forces you to fall. Sometimes the Creator forces you to go through darkness and do things that, looking back, you weren't proud of. You were forced to do that. Did you know that you were forced to do that? You were forced to do that to learn, to have empathy, to have a human experience, so you can help other people. Everything is going according to plan. Let's, once and for all, forgive ourselves and let's start a new year of miracles. And I truly hope that you come on this journey with us. Everything I'm sharing with you now is because from the bottom of my heart, I want as many people in the world to realize it doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so heavy. I've received so many blessings in my life. Every day I wake up, I'm like, how did I get here? But I realize in so many painful times, so many mistakes I made. Oh my gosh, I could probably give a 3-week seminar every day, 9 hours a day, just telling about all the mistakes I made, all the things that I did that were completely against even what I'm teaching. And it was never on purpose. I tried my best and then I fell. And then I didn't know. And then I learned, I got up and I moved forward. And we're all in the same boat together. And more than anything, I think it's important to realize, take the pressure off. We're going through this human experience together. Creator has got our back. All I remember every day is the Creator wants to give us everything. So when I don't have what I think I want, I remember Creator wants to give it to me. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. I'm going to be happy as best as I can. And then it comes. And then it comes. Let's just quickly do an energetic meditation together to bring this home. I accept at this moment that I am whole and perfect, and that all the mistakes that I have made in my past were forced by the light of the Creator for me to experience darkness so that I could know light, so that I can feel the pain of others who have reached the bottom, so I could feel the pain of loss, the pain of poverty, the pain of heartbreak, the pain of disease, the pain of feeling alone, not knowing when will it come, why don't I have it. These are all pains that have been designed for me to elevate to my higher self. I forgive myself fully. I tried my best, truly. And that's all that was expected of me. I do not carry any more guilt and shame into the future.
I do not carry any.
The Creator doesn't judge me, so why am I judging myself?
The Creator doesn't judge me.
I need to be a light upon this world. I need to show up every day as a light, and the only way I can do that is to forgive myself. I am no longer that person from the past. And even when parts of me I'm not proud of sneak up on me, even that is from the Creator. I won't be angry with it. I won't shame it. I'll embrace it. Everything that I am is perfect, even my most negative parts.
I hate that I can't keep this a secret. I canceled all my food delivery subscriptions and upgraded to Cook Unity. And it's totally transformed the way I eat because every meal is crafted by award-winning chefs from across the country. The variety is unlike anything I've ever seen, with over 100 menu options to choose from every week, so I can always find the exact global cuisines I'm craving, whether it's Thai, Japanese, or Italian. So I can have Chef Christy Flores' signature grilled spicy salmon bowl for lunch, and Chef Mark Forgiani's incredible rigatoni with mushroom bolognese for dinner, and all at 50% off if you cook now. To meet my health goals, I've been using the app to easily.
With Tinder Double Date, you match and chat as a pair. So yeah, we're updating our profile pics together. I'm dead. Mr. Double Date.
Valentine's Day prep always includes smooth legs at European Wax Center. After my leg comfort wax,
Welcome everyone to episode 65 of the Daily Game Podcast. This is where I speak about the energy of the week and the types of challenges that we might go through and unique opportunities we have in order to create miracles in our lives. This is a very powerful week, with a very powerful subject that has to do with the pain that we go through and why we go through that pain. Because a lot of us are experiencing areas in our lives where we have more questions than answers. So I want you to think about your life right now. Where do you feel that life is not clear? Where do you feel that you're looking for a redemption, you're looking for a solution, you're looking for some kind of sustenance, you're looking for some kind of light to combat a darkness? And it's not happening for you yet. It's almost like you have this vessel that is open, that is ready to receive, but nothing's coming in. There's a hunger. There's a feeling that you desire and you ache for this energy, but the energy is not there. Is it in relationships? Is it with your children? Is it just not feeling fulfilled in your career or what your purpose is? There's a lot of people actually who have a lot of success. They have a lot of sustenance. They have more money than they know what to actually do with or will spend their lifetime. But something is missing. Do you feel that? Do you feel just a general sense of your body shutting down? That there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of stress. Your body is not cooperating with your soul or your mind. All of these situations that we face in life, the first thing we always want to figure out is why. We want to know why we're going through some kind of pain. When we have pain in our body, imagine you feel like this pain in your chest. The mind automatically goes to, is this a heart attack? Is there something wrong with me? You start to ask AI, you start to ask search engines, what is this? All of a sudden, all these scary terminologies come up, all these diseases come up. Because we want to know and we want to put a name to it. Sometimes we feel relief once we understand what it is, even if it's the worst thing. And what I want to share with you is something that the sages say, which is when we do not know about something in our lives, when we do not know when it's going to end, when the solution will come, when the fulfillment will come, when the pain will go away, when you do not know when the pain will go away, the sages say, this is one of the greatest moments of your life. When you have absolutely no clue where your miracle will come from, this is one of the greatest moments in your life. When your logical mind cannot grasp why would they do that to you? Why would they leave you? Why would they break up with you? Why would they reject you? Why would they not promote you? Why won't they be nice to you? Why is all this happening? Why is everything falling apart at the same time? Why is God doing this to me? Why am I being punished? Whenever you are asking these questions, it means that there's a part of you, a part of your negativity that has been with you for lifetimes that is finally dying. This is what the sages call the nephesh. The nephesh is the lowest part of the soul that 50% with the holy part of your soul, but also 50% with the body consciousness, the negative aspect of what you are here to transform. And when we feel that we do not have answers or relief, that starving feeling, that painful feeling is only pain that is going to the lower part of your nephesh. And what's happening is you are being cleansed of layers of thick negativity that is the aspect of our tikkun, our soul's correction, our fears, that have been blocking miracles from coming. So even though we are suffering, or we feel like we're suffering, and even though our logical mind is begging for a solution, you must know, first and foremost, that the solution is this: to be happy and have certainty beyond logic, above logic, as we always say, that what I'm going through is good even though I do not understand it. That is the first step always. To say over and over again, I am certain and happy that what I am going through, despite knowing or understanding why, it is good. It is good. And when I say it is good, my vibration elevates to the vibration of the Creator. I cleanse the lower part of my nephesh, and all that is left now is my pure soul, and this is why your soulmate can come to you now. This is why solutions and innovation and answers can come to you now. This is how you become a divine channel. We all want to be divine channels. We don't want to just have information in our brain. Don't you want the Creator to be able to talk to you about what to do, exactly when to do it, exactly the right words to use, exactly the right path to take, exactly the right city to go to or travel to? Don't you want the Creator to guide you every step of the way? To receive information from the endless source? Of course you do. And the way you do that is in the times of darkness and confusion, in pain and suffering. You do not know what is happening, and you say, I have certainty above and beyond my logical mind that this is good. That is step one. Step two, which I'll share in a moment. Before I share step two, actually, I want to share a story. Many of you know who were on my live webinar last week, the 22 days to create miracles in your life. We're on this 22-day journey. We're halfway through, so anybody who wants to join can. You can hear the recording of my last live webinar, but somebody had messaged me on Instagram probably a few hours before my webinar. I woke up early that day and I had just seen the message. It was at the top of my inbox. And it was a person who said, I didn't know if I should write to you, but I felt called to do so. That I believe he's in his late 20s, and he said that he's blind. And he was born with a condition that his mother had and a sibling of his had, which basically means that you will have permanent blindness at some point in your life. And so doctors told him, and he saw it both in his mom and his sibling, that they had lost their eyesight, and doctors said eventually you will lose all your eyesight. So imagine living a life where you can see, but you're being told that there is a death sentence to your sight. And it's gonna happen eventually, and there's nothing you can do to control it. And he said he lived with this anxiety and he lived with this fear. And he saw the pain and suffering that those close to him also went through with the same condition. As he approached 20 years old, it started to become worse, and surely he lost his eyesight. And he wrote to me that the wisdom of Kabbalah, once he found it, helped him shift his consciousness and his mindset so much so that the level of happiness and joy he had now being blind was greater than whatever he had when he could see. But the level of joy he had was so great, the shift he made, the transformation he made, that part of his soul that he was able to access was so great beyond the logical mind that he said that even if the Creator came to him right now and said, I have a gift for you, I'm going to give you back your eyesight, he said he wasn't even sure if he'd want that gift because of how amazing his life is right now. Think about that for a moment. Think about all the problems that we have in our lives. Does it even compare to the pain we would feel, God forbid, if someone lost their eyesight? Think about what that means. And to reach a level of consciousness where you're so happy, you shifted above this limitation, you've shifted above this disability, and not just faking it and saying, oh, I know it's for the best, and I'm sure there's a reason. None of that. He actually shifted to a place, a reality, a destiny, where he can see. He can see that. But he sees everything because the great Kabbalists actually were physically blind. When it talks about Abraham or Isaac, these great sages actually lost their eyesight. But it said as they lost their eyesight, their spiritual eyesight grew and they started to see everything. They saw the whole playing field. They saw all the forces in this world. They saw the past, the future, and the present all as one. And that is true joy. Because people who can physically see, or who have access, or who have money, or who have beauty, or have power, they still live in anxiety and fear on a daily basis. Why? Because who knows, any moment something can be taken away. Any moment something bad could happen. Any moment they live with fear and anxiety because they don't have the spiritual sight. They cannot see through the eyes of the Creator, which is the higher parts of our soul. And I asked him to come on and he shared in front of 25,000 people. He said, yeah, I'm living my best life. He said how last year he met his soulmate and got married. And I asked him a question. I said, would your wife be attracted to you if you actually had your sight? And he said, no, she's attracted to me because of my quote unquote disability. Think about that for a moment. Many people in this world, maybe they say, I'm too old, or I'm divorced, I have kids. Who's gonna wanna be with a divorcee with kids? Who's gonna be with someone who has this condition? Or who's gonna be with someone who's too old? Or who's gonna be with someone who comes from this background, or has these kind of parents, or this kind of sickness, or this kind of past? We all have this thing that we say, this disability that we all carry. Some of us are conscious, some of us are unconscious of it. Some of us just genuinely believe something about ourselves that isn't true, or we believe it is less than, we believe we are damaged in some way, and we carry that energy, that consciousness wherever we go, not realizing that your soulmate, your business soulmate, your friendship soulmate, your romantic soulmate is going to be attracted to you because of your darkness, because of your disability, not in spite of it.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for all you need.
Find your happy at Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival at Universal Orlando Resort, February 7th to April 4th. Catch a spectacular parade. Check out live concerts from select nights and more. Get details at universalorlando.com.
So I wanted a new credit card, not a hit to my credit. Good thing Experian has no ding decline. They matched me with cards that won't ding my credit if I don't get approved. So I got the card that I wanted and didn't worry. Get the app from your big financial friend, Experian.
One day, I will create a website where I will sell my handmade merch. Yeti style, limited edition.
Build your website faster than Yeti with Hostinger Horizons and turn your one day into day one.
Did you know that? Did you know that the people who are meant to be in your life, the people who you will have the most joy with and happiness with, they are going to love you and be attracted to you because of who you are, not in spite of who you are, because of your darkness, because of your silliness, because of your inability to problem solve, or because of the fact that you don't make the kind of money you think you should. or you don't know your purpose, we must own our darkness as our superpower. In the same way we said in the beginning, that when times are tough and we can't make ends meet and we don't know why this relationship issue keeps coming up and we don't know what to do with our kid or we don't know what to do with this health problem, in the same way that in those times of darkness, your logic is telling you, this is bad. This is really bad. And we gotta get rid of this immediately. This is a shitty life. This is a shitty situation. And your logic is saying, David, complain about it. Blame other people about it. Fight your way out of it. Problem solve this. And the capitalists say, no. I'm gonna say this is perfect. I'm gonna say that this pain is actually my superpower. I'm gonna say this moment of darkness is the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. I'm gonna say it's good. It's the same thing. And when you say it's good, as King David said, that this is the day in Psalms, this is the day that the Creator made for you, and you should be happy in it because the Creator made it for you. Meaning every day is a great day, is a miraculous day, and this consciousness changes the atomic and energetic structure of that day, and the vibration that matches your consciousness, it becomes that day. If you say it's a bad day, then the atoms absorb that consciousness and the negative angels then are awakened and you have chaos. Every day is the creation of what our consciousness is. We think our consciousness is a result of that day. It's a bad day, so I'm in a bad mood. No, it's the bad mood that creates the bad day. It's the bad mood that creates the bad relationship. It's the bad mood that creates the bad business opportunity. Why'd you get scammed? Because there's some kind of negativity in our consciousness that created an opening for a person to get abused or scammed or taken advantage of. Somehow a virus got in. The body is made in a way the viruses should not get in. So why does a virus get in when the immune system is low? Why is the immune system low? If you have a spiritual immune system. If you have certainty and happiness and you're working on yourself and you believe every moment is good, your immune system, your spiritual immune system is very high. It's like being on a constant IV drip with your immune system just being elevated at its highest place. But when you have stress in your life, and it's connected, your physical immune system, your spiritual immune system are the same thing. When you have stress, it means you have doubts. And when you have doubts, your body gets sick. So your soul also gets sick. Viruses come in. So people can abuse you. People can take advantage of you. You lose money in those situations. You lose time in those situations. You lose love in those situations. We must elevate ourselves always to be at this high consciousness. Listen, I know, because I've experienced it and I see it in other people's lives, but especially in my own, I know how hard it is to maintain a level of certainty and happiness when things in your life are not going as you desire. But the real test of your soul, of our soul, of becoming like God, is to say, I'm choosing light even though everything indicates dark. That's how you know you're really choosing. That's how you know you're in the game. If everything was great and you're in a great mood, what strength does that require? What choice are you really making? You're just the effect of a great time, of a great society, of a great environment, of a great economy, of a great relationship. Everyone's happy when they're in love, but that doesn't mean you're a happy person. Everyone's happy when they have wealth, but that doesn't mean you're a happy person, because once the wealth is gone, you're sad. Once the love is gone, you're sad. Once your children aren't happy, you're not happy, because we are relying on external things to validate us and feed us energy. So when the Creator pulls those temporary crutches away, we collapse. This is the week that you are building your own soul. This is actually the beginning of the year. This is the beginning of your new destiny. This is the birth of your new soul. And guess who chooses what that destiny is? It is you, with your thoughts, with your words, with your actions. Every moment you are creating new worlds, new dimensions, new destinies. Take control. You are starting right now at an A+. Stay at that vibration. Someone's gonna come in the next 20 minutes and make your mood bad. Someone's gonna come and piss you off. Someone's gonna come and trigger you. Someone's gonna wanna come and take something from you. Don't let anything disturb your consciousness. maintain certainty. Not just today, not just this week, but the rest of your life. You are going to live with certainty. And I promise you, I've seen it for myself. I've seen it 25 years. Millions of people who have tried this. Miracles flock to them. Let's do a meditation now to help bring this into our body and soul, to ingrain it inside of us and create an aura of protection where the viruses can't get in. We're sitting comfortably now. And let's take 3 breaths in and 3 breaths out and release any type of negativity and stress that we're holding on to. In this relaxed state, we feel a vibration and energy of certainty. I am whole and I'm complete. This day that the Creator has created for me is a great day. It is a perfect day. There is nothing that I would change about my day. There's nothing that I would change about my life. There are places of darkness. I see them. I feel them. But I love this darkness. I embrace this darkness. I am not afraid of this darkness. I'm not afraid of anything. I know that the Creator is by my side. I feel the Creator circling me with white light. I feel the warmth. I feel the protection. I feel this inner knowing and this inner peace and this inner certainty. There's nothing that can penetrate me and influence my consciousness. I have perfect consciousness. And I bless now all the people in my life. People I love, the people I hate, the people who I try to keep at a distance, the people who are close to me. They are all enveloped by this one light. You have nothing to worry about. This moment is being supervised by the Creator and has been created for you in perfect and infinite wisdom. Have certainty. Have joy. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Don't worry about the rest. Hand over your stress, your problems, your questions to the Creator. He has a plan for you. Your job, just be present. Live in this day. Live in this moment and be happy in it.
My life looked fine, but it felt completely mundane. I was doing all the right things, but something deeper was missing. What changed was realizing that life isn't random. It has a pattern and meaning. Exploring sacred geometry in Gaia gave me a way to reconnect with that.
Sacred geometry teaches the master patterns which create our world and which are the true secret behind all manifestation. This series removes the veils of previously hidden knowledge. You will learn key subtle energy patterns which, when activated regularly in your own energy field, can change your life. I'm your host, Dr. Robert J. Gilbert. We will explore together the hidden path
of miracles, that realm of abundance, that realm of circuitry, where blessings come about. So what is the formula for miracles? It's to increase your desire for everything because you don't want to shrink your desire. You should want it all. But at the same time, not feel needy of that thing that you want. Now try to feel that for a moment. Try to think of something that you desire in your life. It can be in the area of relationships, intimacy, finance, children, friendship, health. In what bucket shines for you? And you want something there. What does it feel like to want a love but not need love? What does it feel like to want abundance, a lot of abundance, but not need it? Not feel like your happiness is dependent on it. Not feel like the thought of money makes you anxious and fearful. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to just trust? While not losing your desire. A lot of people think that if they have trust and certainty, they won't have desire. Because most people are working every day from a place of fear and lack, and that's what's driving them, that's what's motivating them. Oh my God, I need to make money, I need to be financially independent, I better go do something. Oh my God, I'm getting older, I better get married, I better find love. Everyone's getting married before me, everyone's moving forward in their lives and I'm not. I better do something to go and get it. Were you anxious about meeting your soulmate when you were 19 years old? When you were 25 years old, were you thinking about that? No, you were just having fun. You were just enjoying your life, you were so present. Our children don't have anxiety, our children are having fun. The only anxiety children have are often because of the anxiety parents put on them. Children aren't thinking about the past or the future. They're not wondering if one day they're gonna have enough money. They're actually quite delusional about what kind of lives they're going to have. Like my child tells me, I'm gonna have all the money in the world and I'm gonna buy this house and I'm gonna kick you out of it so I can be in control. My 7-year-old says that to me. And guess what? He has certainty that he's gonna have all the money in the world and buy my house and kick me out of it. That's a wonderful delusion to have. Adults would never think that. Adults would be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Will I have enough? So we see that there are moments in our life we've had a desire without the neediness that accompanies a desire. The neediness is what attracts the negative forces that are called the klipot to the desire. And that's what's causing chaos. A lot of people think that the way they solve for neediness is by not wanting it at all. I don't care about a relationship right now. I don't care about growing my business right now. I don't care about what anyone thinks of me. But they're not removing the neediness, they're shutting down the desire. And there's a very distinct difference between the two. I want you, and that is the power that is available this week. I want you to increase your desire. Practically, that means increase your goals for the coming year. However much money you wanted to make, do you know that the Creator wants to give you 1,000 times that amount? If your goal was to make $100,000 in this coming year, do you know that the Creator wants to give you tens of millions? But we're so stuck on this number that we think that's all we deserve. When you expand your desire and simultaneously remove the neediness of how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, you experience this equilibrium, this centered peace, this energy, which then attracts that reality. And who knows how it's going to come? Your logical mind is going to get involved in that moment and say, well, how would I jump from $100,000 to $10 million? I mean, this year I made 90,000 and then logically I should get to 100. But 10 million? That doesn't sound right. You have to let go on how miracles will come to you. Because the Creator is endless. And part of our spiritual work is to think endlessly. Part of our spiritual work is to expand our desire and know that endless possibilities can occur. At the very least, to know they can occur. Forget about how you're going to achieve it. Because if you don't believe it can occur, there's no chance it will ever happen at all. Because the Creator will never give you something that you don't believe you deserve to receive or can receive. Because the creator is not allowed to coerce its energy into your vessel. That would be better shame. It's a concept we've learned in my foundational masterclass, Your Infinite Soul. The creator, there is no coercion in spirituality. The creator cannot force its light upon you. You said to the creator, do not give me something I do not desire. So every day the creator looks at you and says, do you desire this? Yes. Then the second question is, but are you needy of it? Because if you're needy, I still can't give it to you. You cannot receive a blessing if you don't have a desire for it, or if you have a desire for it, but you're needy of it. In both cases, you cannot receive the blessing. You must have the desire without the neediness. This creates what's called the perfect vessel to receive that miracle in your life. And guess what? It happened in the blink of an eye. I've seen people's destinies shift in the blink of an eye. I had a friend of mine who, we've been friends, but he's never got involved in my work. We were at an event, and something